Welcome to Rising Woman Leaders, a safe space for women to thrive in community where their voices and stories are heard. We're a sisterhood supporting each other to live our dreams and embody the sacred feminine to restore balance on our planet. Join us each week as we return to the unconditional love and guidance of our heart and our womb. I'm your host, Meredith Rom, and I invite you to walk this path of beauty, devotion, and service with us. And welcome back to Rising Woman Leaders. I wanted to speak today a little bit about navigating fear and self-doubt, especially when thinking about sharing our natural, divinely given gifts in the world. I've worked with a lot of women that navigate the self-doubt when they're about to put something out there that they really care about. And I know I've navigated those doubts as well, especially when starting my business, starting this podcast, publishing a book. They were all really big steps, and I had to really sit with the voices and the doubts that came up. So first, I want you to know that self-doubt is always going to be there when you're about to do something that you've never done before. Some people know that, and they know that confidence actually comes from taking the step and doing it anyway. Confidence comes from taking the action, from leading the workshop, from holding the circle, from teaching the class. Sometimes we just need some positive feedback loops of taking it one really small step at a time. Maybe the first time it's just for a friend or a partner. And then the next time it's a couple more people. Having a little bit of that positive feedback can really help you take the next step. But we often have to take a step, which is scary. And we have to call upon our courage and do those things that scare us. So most people, I think, get stuck in the place of self-doubt and fear. And they never even let themselves take a step. So let's take a step back and just look at what is fear. Fear is a survival mechanism. It's a divine design to help us stay safe. It wants us to be safe and comfortable and included and belonging. Because in ancient times, if someone was outcast and rejected, it was very possible that they wouldn't be able to survive. So it was designed divinely to keep us safe, to keep us as part of our community and our tribe. But now we're in a different time, and these doubts really just come up all the time. Some of the doubts I've heard recently from clients are, it has to be perfect. What if I put something out there, or I do the workshop or the talk and I completely embarrass myself and I make a mistake? Well, I want you to know that mistakes are going to happen. And we are actually more free when we're on the other side of them. We're human and it's okay. I could tell you a few of my mistakes, maybe sending a newsletter with mistakes and typos, or one time I led a webinar. This was pre-Zoom times, and I was using something called Webinar Ninja for the first time. And I was all ready, had my phone on airplane mode, gave my entire workshop, and only after did I find out that there was some kind of separate room where all these women were talking to each other on the chat and waiting for me to arrive. And I didn't even show up on video for them. Turns out it had something to do with needing an Ethernet cord. And luckily I had it recorded and was able to send it out. But there have been some real mistakes in my career. And the truth is, when you just do it and you have the mistake and it happens and you're on the other side of it, it's so freeing. It's like, wow, that wasn't the end of the world. I'm okay. I can keep moving forward. I don't have it all together, and that's okay. Um, Another self-doubt that often comes up is, well, people have to have a good experience. I have to make people happy. I have to please others. I have to make people feel good. And what I say to that is when Jesus came to earth, he didn't say, I need to please people. I need to make them happy. He cared about waking people up. He cared about healing people and speaking to their core, their soul. And that made a lot of people angry. Actually, a lot of people were angry about what he was doing and what he was saying. And he loved them. He didn't get defensive. He knew it wasn't his fault if people were angry about what he said and what his teachings were. That's just the level of consciousness that they were showing up to his talks with. And so if someone gets angry at you for sharing your gifts, that's much more about them than and where they're at than it is about you. And we can love them. We can hold that space. And even if someone comes to your workshop and they say they have a horrible time and they want their money back, we can bless them. We can give them their money. We can hold them with love. It's not the worst thing that could happen. Now, I recognize that I'm not here necessarily to make people happy all the time. I'm here to free them. I'm here to help people go through those and wake up from the endless cycles of suffering, from attachment and desire, to free people, to help them wake up. And that's what Jesus was thinking. I'm here to free people. I'm here to elevate their consciousness. I'm not necessarily here to give them everything they want and make them happy. So when you're facing a creative project that you're here to give, I invite you to ask yourself, why? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing it for myself? Why am I doing it for the world? There must be a deeper reason that we're here called to serve for us to really show up to it. So for many, many years, I had this little note card on my desk, a beautiful card that had my why. And I connected with my why every day, especially when I was showing up to do something that scared me. So I had my why for myself and my why for the world. My why for myself was I want to run this business. I want it to be successful because I want to have a flexible schedule. This was even before I became a mother. I knew that I wanted to have a child one day. I wanted to have that kind of flexibility to be there for my daughter. I knew that I wanted to evolve in my own soul growth. I knew that there were aspects of running my own business that were going to ask me to grow and evolve. It was a fast track in a way that I was saying yes to. And then ultimately, I needed to pay my bills. So I wanted to be able to help support the life that I live with my family. So that was my why for myself. And then I connected with my why for the world, which was how deeply I care about women overcoming their fears, how deeply I care about people sharing their innate God-given gifts, how deeply I want people to believe in themselves, how I want others to also be evolving in their soul's path and their soul growth, how I deeply care about creating balance on the planet with the sacred feminine to help people to feel their emotions, to breathe, to be with their body, to feel their pain, to slow down a little bit and heal some of those inner child wounds, the past trauma, just deeply being with and being able to hold space for their feelings. I knew that doing that in my work was going to have a ripple effect, and it would be doing my part to create more balance and harmony on this earth. And then I care about helping people because I want them to become this beacon of light so that other people know that they are here to be in this world, helping others evolve consciousness, one person at a time. So when I was coming out with my book, Just Be, A Search for Self-Love in India, I navigated all kinds of fear and self-doubt. I asked myself, what if someone is angry about what I write and attacks me or is mean to me? What if I upset someone with something I say? What if people don't like it and they don't want to support it? And on top of all of that, it was really hard to just sit down and write a book. It took a lot of time. It took money. It took energy. It was a huge investment. And I needed to find a way to keep myself motivated. So, because of all those self doubts and all of those blocks, my book actually sat on the shelf for about 6 years. And I didn't do anything with it because I didn't know how to. I just did not know how to move ahead. Until one night I had a dream. And in that dream, I opened a book and it was of a woman's travels. And there was beautiful imagery and words and poetry and stories. And I just knew this was the book I was supposed to write. And I hadn't done it yet. I woke up from that dream and I was committed. And I sat and I said a prayer to God and I said, I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't know what to do next, but I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up at my writing desk. I'm going to show up to try to take the steps. And universe, God, please help me in taking those next steps. And pretty soon I was able to find my why. I realized my true why was, number one, to follow through on a divinely guided plan. It felt like God gave this idea to me and I wanted to follow through on it. The second was for my own personal evolution and learning. I had a genuine curiosity to learn about the process of publishing a book and wanted to see it all the way through. And number three, if I could help even just one person through publishing this book, that would be enough. That would make me feel amazing. And when I ended up running my fundraising campaign for the book, I think over 200 people pledged and supported the campaign and ended up getting a copy of that book. So sometimes we just need to lower the bar in order to take the next step. So there's an exercise I sometimes use. It's easy to get into the negative spiral of all the what ifs and what could happen next. Oh, what if no one wants to read it? What if people get angry? But what if you flipped it around and consciously sat with your journal and said, okay, I'm going to write the opposite. It's just as likely that good things could happen as bad things could happen. And what if you put a little more energy, time, and thought into the positive, setting up the possibility of what good outcomes could happen? And when we do that, we energetically align with the higher vibrations and outcomes. So this could look like, what if I sit down at my desk tomorrow morning and I write a few sentences? What if I feel good about those few sentences? And what if that's enough for that day? And what if the day after that I show up again and I write a little bit more? And what if I start feeling so good about this creation that I'm able to let go of the attachments to the outcome? So you can sit down and do that what if exercise. Because when we release attachments to the outcome, we're free. We're here to do work in alignment with the divine, to put our will into something greater than us, to align with that divine will, to do our part and leave the rest up to the universe. Ideally, we want to do everything as an offering to God. I was listening to a talk recently with a monk from the Self-Realization Fellowship. And he said, allow everything to be an offering to God. Act with unselfish ambition, without attachment to the outcomes and the fruits of the actions. So, what would it be like to allow your creativity, your divinely guided ideas, your actions in the world to be simply an offering to the divine, and to release all attachments to the outcome? And I'll leave you with a quote. This is from Yogananda. If you want to see the power of God, you must practice silence and deep meditation. But now I don't have to meditate anymore. I am in that state all the time. If food comes, all right. If food doesn't come, all right. If people come to the classes, all right. If no one comes, all right. Whether there is sickness or health, the inner state of mind remains the same. Whatever he wants me to experience, it is my pleasure. Be it success, be it poverty, be it power, be it ill health. These are not but the dream delusions of life. God is with me through all of these dualities, and he is my haven. That state is the highest accomplishment. Their thoughts fully on me, their being surrendered to me, enlightening one another, proclaiming me always. My devotees are contented and joyful. So let's take a moment to just be and breathe with this wisdom of how important your voice is, your gifts are, your divinely guided creations, how much we need them and want them on this earth. Maybe there is a seed, a spark, something you want to bring into your heart right now, with that possibility of, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I can commit. I can discover my why, and I can allow that to guide me and lead me beyond into the place where I can take those first steps forward. I offer my will to your will, to divine will, and I open to all the possibilities of how this may come into form. Blessed be. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for listening. Enrollment is currently open for the Way of the Priestess initiation program. If you want your life to be in alignment, guided by your divine birthright, by prayer, by attunement, by open to be divinely guided, I invite you to learn more about these teachings I share, connected to Yeshua, connected to the lineage of the rose, connected to these deep teachings of really fulfilling our divine blueprint of what we're here to be on earth. And especially if you feel called to share your creative gifts in the world, to be a healer, a guide, a facilitator, a spiritual leader in any form, I'd be happy to talk more with you. And so I'll leave the details to learn more in the show notes. Take care. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. If you liked it, share it with a friend or leave us a review, and sign up for email updates at risingwomanleaders.com to be sure to receive all the new and inspiring content. Thanks again for being here. It's an honor to walk this path with you.